Years ago, I told people that there would come a day when simply preaching the gospel on U.S. soil would land you in jail. People, of course, laughed, said I was being paranoid, that it would never happen, yet here we are. We're now in the month of July, the year 2010, and people are being arrested on U.S. soil for simply preaching the gospel. This is a program that you don't want to miss, so don't go anywhere. Stay tuned for today's edition of Live Prayer.
What problems are you dealing with in your life right now?
Do you feel like giving up? Times are hard and you're not strong. Well, I know the answer for you, and it will lead to real truth. Don't look back to yesterday.
Now there are answers.
Tomorrow's on
Welcome to Live Prayer.
It's waiting there for you.
Here's your host, Bill Keller.
You can make it through. There is a hope for you today.
And welcome to Live Prayer. I'm Bill Keller. It's good to have you with me on this Tuesday morning. As we're past the July 4th holidays, back into the flow of a normal work week for a few days. Hope you had a good 4th of July. For those who were traveling with family and friends, hope everything went well. And it's good to have you with me this morning. As today on Live Prayer, we're going to look at a very disturbing story out of Dearborn, Michigan, but one that I'm not surprised with, one that I predicted would happen in this nation one of these days soon, and soon is now upon us, as people are actually being arrested now for simply preaching the gospel. So we're going to get into that whole topic in just a little bit. Again, it's good to have you with me. Of course, Live Prayer airs right here on MyTV8 every Monday through Friday morning from 7 to 7:30. I'm so glad that you've tuned in today. I'm Bill Keller, founder of LivePrayer.com, the world's largest interactive Christian website. We reach a little over 2.4 million people every day via the internet, and I would just encourage you when you get a chance to come visit us at Live Prayer. When you get to the main website, on the left menu bar, you'll see a link that says Devotional Sign Up. Click on it, put your email address in the little box, and it will automatically add you to the over 2.4 million people worldwide who every morning in their email get my free daily devotional. It's a great way to start the day, and I promise you it will be an encouragement and an enlightenment and something to challenge you and get you out of your comfort zone and help you be all that God's called you to be in your life. So check that out. Of course, we have lots of unique content. Much of it changes daily. Unique content you won't find anywhere else on the internet at liveprayer.com. So please check us out. Also, please be in prayer, as next week we will get into the specific details. But starting Sunday, September 5th, the week of the 9th anniversary of 9/11, we will be opening the 9/11 Christian Center at Ground Zero. We are setting up a permanent facility right within a block of where the World Trade Center towers used to stand. We are starting out on September 5th, holding Sunday services only every Sunday morning till the end of the year. And then starting January 1st, we'll move into our permanent facility there at Ground Zero. And we'll hold services literally 7 days a week. We'll have a special 9/11 memorial prayer room in the center where visitors to 9/11 where the trade centers used to be can come and spend some quiet time, prayer and meditation. It's going to be an exciting outreach right in the heart of New York City, within a block of the hallowed grounds of where the Trade Center towers used to stand, and within a couple blocks of this new Muslim mosque. The audacity of the Muslims to build a mosque in the shadows of where that horrific tragedy took place at the hands of their Muslim brothers, let me add. Yet we are not just going to sit back and complain about it or whine about it, but we are going to take an active stand for Christ right there at Ground Zero with the 9/11 Christian Center at Ground Zero. Inaugural service Sunday, September 5th. By the way, for those in the Fort Myers Naples market, they've got lots of flights to JFK from Fort Myers Airport. JetBlue is the best way to go, a couple $100 round trip, get you back and forth. So pray about coming up to New York City and being part of our inaugural service there at the new 9/11 Christian Center. It's going to be a great time. All right, we got a great program for you today. We got a lot to get into because it's a topic that I've been warning people about for years, but unfortunately, the day is now upon us when people are being jailed for simply preaching the gospel. So watch this very important announcement. When we come back, we're going to get into today's critical topic. And this is seriously a program that you need to really pay attention to, because if you're a committed Christian, it could have some direct bearing on your ability to share the gospel with others. Stay tuned for more Live Prayer. I'm Bill Keller of Live Prayer, and I need your help. God has challenged me to open the 9/11 Christian Center at Ground Zero. This is a response to the new mosque that's being built within a block of where the World Trade Center towers used to stand. The Muslims are spending $110 million to build this mosque. God said to me to go put a Christian center within a block of Ground Zero, and that's what we're doing. We're going to open this center on Sunday, September 5th. I'll be flying personally to New York to hold those services every Sunday till the end of the year. And then starting January 1st, the center will literally be open 24/7. We'll hold evangelistic services there every day. We'll have a special 9/11 memorial prayer room so that those who come to New York City to visit that hallowed ground will have a place to come and meditate, pray, just spend some quiet time. This is a great undertaking. I can't do this alone. I need your help. To give a gift to the 9/11 Christian Center, you can go to liveprayer.com. Click on the donation link on the left menu bar. There you will find a secure server so you can make a gift with your major credit card, or you can give via PayPal. Or if you want to just drop a check to us, that's great. You can send that to our headquarters in St. Petersburg, Florida. That address is on your screen. In the information line of your check, just put 9/11 Christian Center, and your gift will go to this great undertaking. Islam is a 1,400-year-old lie from hell. The audacity of the Muslims to build a center in the shadows of where the Trade Center towers that their Muslim brothers knocked down, killing 3,000 innocent people, is a travesty. People are upset. I'm upset, but we're taking action. Sunday, September 5th, we will put our faith to the test as we open the 9/11 Christian Center at Ground Zero. I need your help. I need your prayers. I need your support. Thank you, and God bless you. And welcome back to Live Prayer. You know, I started Live Prayer back in August of '99, just almost 11 years ago, in a few weeks. Started this TV show back in March of 2003. So we're about 7.5 years into the TV show. I have been saying ever since we started Live Prayer, ever since we came on the air, that there was going to come a day in this nation, sooner than most people thought, where you would literally be jailed, hauled off to jail for simply preaching the gospel. Now, we've had a few isolated incidents over the last couple years, but probably none more magnified than what happened in Dearborn, Michigan a few weeks ago, when 4 young Christians went to a Muslim street fair and simply shared the gospel. They were evicted from the premises, which, by the way, they weren't in a private building. They were on the streets of Dearborn, Michigan. They were hauled off in handcuffs, charged with public disturbance. And again, their public disturbance, their act of public disturbance, sharing the gospel. Sharing the gospel. Now, last I checked, Dearborn, Michigan is still part of the United States of America. I know there's a huge Muslim population there, lots of mosques. They got the prayer horns going off at 5 in the morning, like you're over in Egypt somewhere. But it's still the soil of the United States of America, yet 4 Christians were hauled off to jail for doing nothing more than preaching the gospel. Now, some people may say, well, they should have known better. They shouldn't have tried to cause. They weren't trying to cause trouble. They were doing what Jesus said. You know, Jesus ate with the sinners. He hung out with the prostitutes and the thieves and the riffraff of his day. We have an obligation to take the gospel to those who will die and burn in hell for all eternity without Jesus. Anyone who's bought into the lies of the false religion of Islam will die and will burn in hell. These are the exact people we have been called, commanded to reach out to. Yet the Muslims, the cults like the Mormons and the JWs, the reprobates like the baby killers and the homosexuals, they don't want to hear it. Now, you don't have any right to silence them. They want to be able to proclaim their message, their lies from the pits of hell. But they don't want to hear about Jesus. They don't want to hear about His love for them. They don't want to hear about how He died on a cross for their sins. They don't want to hear the truth that without Christ as their Savior, they will die one day and burn in hell for all eternity. They don't want to hear that. They want everyone to hear their message, but they want to obliterate, wipe out, silence anyone who has a contrary message. I've always been amused, especially at people in the homosexual community who call Christians intolerant. They want their message of sexual deviancy to be loudly, clearly, broadly proclaimed without any limitations. Yet they're the first to squeal like pigs when a Christian calls their choice of sex, what God calls it, a sin and an abomination. Those who call for tolerance are usually the most intolerant of all. But we're not even talking about that today. We're talking about the fact that on a public street in a major suburb of a major metropolitan area in the United States of America, in June of 2010, 4 young Christians were handcuffed and taken to jail. And their crime was simply presenting the gospel of Jesus Christ. Now, some may sit back and say, oh, it's just an isolated incident. Oh, that's not going to happen anymore, and that's just an anomaly. No, my friend. This is only the beginning. This is only the beginning. Now, the funny thing is, if you want to go inside your church and preach, that's fine. You see, Satan is not concerned about the church because the church has proven over the last 4 decades to be weak and ineffective, almost of no consequence. We have more churches today than ever, yet we have a nation in greater spiritual freefall and greater spiritual bankruptcy than ever before in the history of this great nation. We just celebrated the 234th birthday of this great nation. Never before in 234 years of our history have we been more spiritually bankrupt than we are today. Yet we've got more churches than ever. That tells you pretty clearly the church has been very ineffective. Now, Satan doesn't worry about somebody standing in a church and preaching. Satan does worry about somebody staying in the midst of a Muslim street fair and preaching. Satan does worry about a Bill Keller